for that to be put on, because I've had over the last, well, about 2 years now, where I've had several people come to me and say how they're not able to understand us, to be able to hear. I know at the time when the woodworkers had left, that I don't know if there was soundboards up, but you had stated that you had asked for them to be taken down and asked for Chris to paint. But and even when I tried to talk to somebody out in the crowd up here, they said it just echoes, you can't hear. Most of us don't even, some of us don't even have our microphones on or even talking into it, that maybe we need to get more microphones, one for at least each of us. The one person we can really hear is Terry. She does turn her microphone on to speak, but she turns it off. But there's kind of a sharing, and I just think that I've had several people, even some that are sitting out here tonight, saying they have trouble hearing. And now we're probably there coming on, you all might have a little bit more trouble hearing.
Well, I think the subject was brought up before, I think it's Mr. Watson brought it up. We did get the microphones, we already had those, we had really established in here. And I've asked people several times if they can hear, and they say yes. So I don't know where these complaints are coming from. Mr. Wilson's the only one that's ever said anything to me about it.
Well, but I've had several people, and it's just something where...
Can you all hear me there?
I said, I can hear you now. You're looking up that,
Yeah.
especially when you look down. I hear you.
I'm sorry.
And there's an echo, and if we want to be transparent, I mean, these are open meetings, everyone should have the right to be able to hear. Each of us should at least have a microphone. The podium should have a microphone to be able to hear, because sometimes people out in the crowd can't hear there.
So how are you going to figure the wire out there without cutting up the floor?
You can run a wire, just the wire going there and to the podium. It wouldn't be a big deal. Not like we have traffic walking in between here and the podium.
How much money is this going to cost to do all this?
You mean you're asking how much money it's going to cost for us to be transparent, for the community to be able to hear us clearly?
Can you hear back there, Chief?
We're using it 12 times a year, and as far as sharing this microphone, I don't have a problem sharing it with them.
Well,
And I'm
I
speaking
even
out
asked,
enough so they can hear me.
not always, you sit back in your seat, and when I asked at one meeting to move the microphone towards you, I was rubber-banded that he wasn't,
Well, you
was
know
not
what
going to
you're
talk
doing.
into it.
No, you weren't back when I let them talk in. You have
No,
yours,
you
and
didn't
this
say
one's
that.
right here. I will share this with you if I need it.
Yes, but I'm just saying, and sometimes I even ask for this, already there's people out there shaking their heads saying they do have trouble. If we are to be transparent and to have the community, because there's some people that won't even come to meetings anymore because they can't hear, we need to establish a communication so that we can be heard. Whether it's adding some of the soundboards for the echoes too, and doing something, I mean, any council place, even with Joplin, everyone's got a microphone. The podium has a microphone to be able to hear. Sometimes you can hear, sometimes people you can't hear. I had trouble even hearing the first speaker during the public comment, that I only called his first name, and that was as far as I kind of got. But the community, do you all have trouble hearing?
Yes.
So you're having trouble hearing here on the front row?
I sometimes whenever, now Dale is leaned up and talking now, but whenever he's,
No, he's not.
Well-
The microphone's right here for me.
but a lot of times he's more reclined back in his chair and talking, but whenever Tommy was talking, I would have been interested in hearing what all was being reported on, but I cannot hear Tommy ever during a police report because he's talking to you all. We have our back to him, and I mean, I know he was talking about taser guns and he was talking about computers and stuff, but I couldn't really hear enough to really comprehend what was being said. And I feel like, I mean, it is our money too that's buying this equipment. I'm glad the police department's getting it. And I would personally be interested in hearing
Well, maybe
it.
we should look into this before we make a decision. We're wasting taxpayer dollars on this till we look into it and see what it costs.
What was that?
I think it's a waste of money.
I'm,
We want to hear what's going on.
I didn't think so, but we should look into it before we spend taxpayers' money. We don't want to waste it.
Well then, I guess I'll make a motion soundboard and have an estimate for the next regular meeting in April.
Should we have several estimates?
Well, to have estimates, to have records of
I mean,
estimates.
we've been to this before, you insisted on having more than one estimate.
Well, that's what I was
So what we
saying.
You should have more than one estimate to present.
Well,
How many microphones do we want?
I suggest that everyone needs a microphone. I suggest that the podium has a microphone. I suggest that we need,
Three work.
Do we have enough?
I suggest if we need soundboards around the room to hold down on the echoing, that we need that. I mean,
We need 4 microphones.
well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You need 4 more.
That's just what I asked. We need 4 more.
Do we, the sound system we have, how many inputs, do we have enough for 4 more microphone inputs, or are we gonna have to upgrade that?
Getting these, I think you have an idea of what you're looking for. Is that something you could make some calls? or-
Sure, I can make some calls.
Okay.
I'll be glad to.
The
And I'll be able to
soundboards,
report
they
that.
were taken down or jumped out some time ago, so we did get prices on new ones of those, if you want to put those up.
Is the soundboard just a,
These were cubicle petitions, and they were just a cheap fix. When they were put up, they looked terrible, and we didn't put them back up. I myself don't see the need for them, but if you want to get a price on them, that's fine.
Are you able to hear that?
Not when it's
Barely.
looking at Roger Kent.
Well, and we might have to do things maybe in stages, but at least let's start with microphone.
We may have moved the mics in there around when you're talking.
Well, she's already talked about getting another microphone.
I think, Mayor, the issue, these are mics that when you're looking into and talking, they can clear, but if you turn your head to talk, they're not designed to
But
say that.
again, talk into that and talk to him.
And that's where you need a condenser mic that's gonna take that so you can sit. And that's what I'm saying is, those are not cheap. So they solve your problem, but it comes at a cost.
Okay, so we made the motion to spend $7 to turn this over to Lisa to get some estimates for our April meeting. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.